Hello, everyone. We are here with a lot of wonderful folks today to talk about a internship opportunity for criminal justice majors. And without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started with introductions. My name is Shelby Sears, and I'm the Career Services Coordinator here at NMSU Global. And I got a couple of colleagues here with me today, and we are going to be talking with a guest speaker, a student of ours later on. But for right now, we'll just introduce ourselves. Maria, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. It's just a pleasure to be here with a wonderful, people and everybody who's going to listen to us. My name is Maria Dimitrijevic, and I'm a professor in the Criminal Justice Department and also a program coordinator. So if you have any questions or something is not clear, here's my email. You will see it later, so you can email me, call me. I'm always available. Thank you.
And next we have Officer J. David Medrano.
Hello, everyone. David Medrano here, full-time recruiter with the Tulsa Police Department. Been working with New Mexico State University and New Mexico NMSU Global campus for maybe about a year now, and it's been a successful partnership. And I'm just here to share the excitement and to invite everybody to join. So thank you guys. Excited to talk to you guys soon.
Awesome. So NMSU has this really great partnership with Tulsa Police Department. Part of Tulsa Police Department has a bachelor's degree requirement to join their police department. And so what they've done in the background, or I guess a little bit of history, is they've worked with NMSU to bring this internship to light. And NMSU Global has also branched out and made this connection as well. So we wanted to take this moment to share opportunities about this internship and how you can receive this hands-on training. You're going to get experience. You're going to get some information about law enforcement, investigation, different areas, as we'll be talking about later down the road. But, this is all in conjunction with the criminal justice degree. So we're hoping that with all this, resources and background and training and experience that you are graduating with a lot of experience already under your belt and your career opportunities are a little bit larger. And those opportunities are, everywhere that you can look. So going forward, we're going to go to our next slide and just take a look at the roadmap for the first and second year for criminal justice, as well as the third and fourth year on the following slide. But just to give you guys a glimpse as to the course makeup, or the degree makeup, I should say, and this does differ for those who are transfer students. Majority of our global students are transferring from different institutions. So you may have credits that take up majority of your degree program for criminal justice. So you may not need all of these courses. So this is just what it looks like for maybe a typical freshman that that does not have any credits from different institutions. So definitely work with your advisor for evaluation of your credits and your transcripts and seeing which classes do transfer over. And you may, do really well off and only need maybe a couple of semesters of classes. So let's take a look at the third and fourth year. This is where you're getting more into the specifics of your degree field. And this is where, if you were going to join the Tulsa Police Academy, your last 15 credits, you'll finish with the academy. But here, as you can see, there's some electives here more specific to the degree field with criminal justice. So going over to our next slide, we're going to transition to talk more about the academy and this wonderful internship opportunity. Officer Medrano, I'll let you take it away.
Thank you. Yeah, so the Academy has been recognized nationally for many years now, and one of the main reasons is, like you mentioned, Shelby, having that bachelor's degree requirement. So as you guys see a decline in recruitment for police nationally, and most departments are dropping their requirements, Tulsa Police Department continues pushing for that spirit of excellence and making sure that everybody has their bachelor's degree. And the main reason for that is because we want individuals to be prepared. And this is where NMSU comes in place. I'm actually an alumni from New Mexico State University, the CJ program. And I can't be even more thankful. Like the way that my education went and the way that it prepared me to going through the academy was great. So the just even going through the academy and knowing what you're expecting or what you're expected to do, while other individuals are kind of lost. It's really nice, and that goes back to the quality education, like I mentioned. So the academy is 6 months long. You're gonna have a Monday to Friday schedule. You're not gonna stay on the dorms, so you're able to go back home, and have Saturday and Sunday off. The training is realistic, and we consider it to be a professional academy, meaning that we are there to train. We're not going to play any games or any mental games or any hazing, so to speak. All we're trying to do is actually prepare you for an actual police job. So what's going to end up happening is you're going to go on a Monday and through Friday, and that week you're going to focus on a block. And usually it's mental health. You're doing defensive tactics, which is jiu-jitsu. You do a lot of firearms training as well. But most of the time you're going to be spending it at a classroom, just like right now we're going to be talking about. So it's more of you're going to be learning about legal block, anything that has to do with Indian reservations, with probable cause. You're going to be dealing with a lot of searches and seizures, like everything that pertains to your job. You're going to be learning at the reason I call it a professional academy also is we're gonna treat you like an adult. It's you've had your bachelor's degree. We're gonna treat you like one. You're gonna be able to come in and go home with a not necessarily a bad level of stress. You're going to be able to have that work-life balance, so to speak. And we know that the academy is challenging. We're also going to offer some resources for you along the way. So we have first responder support services, which is huge, and it's helped us tremendously in many critical incidents. As you know, being a law enforcement officer is not easy, and sometimes you're going to have those calls that are going to break your heart, and you're not going to be able to kind of process it effectively. So we're going to give you those resources at the academies for you to be able to have a longevity of a career, and then also have that mental health as well. So 6 months of that, and then after that you go through FTO, which is the field training portion of the academy. And then once you're done with your FTO, you're on the streets by yourself. Once you finish FTO, you're basically able to apply for any position that you want. Most departments we end up seeing that you have to be there 10 years or maybe 4 years to apply to a specialty unit, for example. Us, although we do technically require for you to be enrolled for at least 2 or 3 years, we don't really follow that, is mainly because we at that point you're able to do more. So I'll give you an example. We have individuals that graduated the academy, went through FTO, and then as soon as they're done with FTO and they're patrolling, a vacancy comes open, like crime scene, for example, and they're able to put into it. And because the training that they get in the academy, because their good reputation and their work ethic, they're able to get into that position, within 9 months of them leaving the FTO role. So it's a big department, meaning that there's always constant movement, when it comes to specialty units. So if you're seeing this and you're like, hey, I don't want to be a patrol officer for forever, you could definitely go into crime scene. You could be into financial crimes. You could be into sex crimes, you name it. And we have a variety of specialty units that you could apply, and it all starts with you getting your degree.
Thank you. And I guess to continue with what, with the academy, these are the upcoming testing dates for students who want to join the March and September 2025 academy. These are the upcoming testing dates. So one's right around the corner, and then we got one coming up in December. And then I know you guys have probably more requirements than this, but these are, I think, the main requirements that students need to have in order to attend the academy. Is there anything else that you would like to touch on in this area too?
Yes. So the bachelor's degree requirement is obviously the one that stands out there. If for some reason you're obtaining your degree, we could get you into this process your junior year. That way you don't have to wait, until you're basically graduated, and have your bachelor's degree. Because what ends up happening is, you have finals and you're sitting, in commencement ceremony, and you're like, man, I don't even have an offer now. So we want to expedite that for you. So if you're talking about, for example, the next testing day, which is going to be the 12th, we're able to accommodate even flights down to Tulsa. We accommodate hotels for you. We're able to get you in a testing cycle that's back to back, meaning that you're able to get here on a Monday, for example. You test Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you're back on Thursday, and everything's accommodated for you. If you're needing some financial help to get to Tulsa, we could help that. We're going to be with you every step of the way. But at the end of that week, you're going to know where you stand with our department, whether you have a conditional offer of employment or if you need to work on something else. Something else that I want to touch on is, let's say that you come and you have an opportunity in one of our testing processes, like for example the written test or the physical agility test. We give you two tries on basically two tries of each of the testing in order for you to actually pass it. So if there's people that come and, for example, they don't pass the physical agility test, we give you a workout plan. We're able to actually be there with you. We coach you through everything, because we want to, at the end of the day, if you're putting that commitment in it, we want to make sure that we keep you. So don't get discouraged if something happens, or don't be nervous. I know going through a process like this is nervous. There's nerve-wracking. We're going to be with you every step of the way. So like I said, your junior year, start making contact with us. We'll be able to get you your itinerary, get you to Tulsa, and to make sure that you start testing.
Yeah, that's very reassuring. And I think the additional accommodations that you offer to your students, or to our students, I should say, to get them, with the ticket to get there, and the hotel and everything like that. I mean, that's wonderful. So I guess if students have questions and want more information about that, they can definitely reach out to you or your other recruiter, Troy Honeycutt.
Of course,
Mhm.
Yeah.
the ghost honeycut, yeah.
Also,
Yeah,
we have,
David,
go
yeah,
ahead.
I want to ask David, because those are the questions the students usually ask us. What does the test or testing consist of? What is testing?
That is a great question. So we'll talk about it as if it's an out-of-state testing process. So what I mean by out-of-state, it's basically testing back to back. So let's say someone gets there, someone has to get there on Monday of that week, that testing week. And the reason we do that is so you could get acclimated. We take you out for dinner, make sure that you're nice and rested to test the next day. So Tuesday is where you get the majority of the tests. And it's basically 3 iterations of it, and you're going to be there from 2 p.m. maybe around 6 p.m. That's when everybody finishes, depending on how big the group is. And what you're going to be going through is going to be, the first one is going to be your written test. Your written test is a multiple choice comprehensive type of testing. So the state requires us to administer this test. And what's crazy about it is that it's geared for high school level reading. So someone that has a bachelor's degree, or is able to comprehend, or you're in college, so you're going to be able to pass it. If I could pass it, you guys are going to be able to just pass it just fine. And then after that, you're going to be able to take your physical agility test. Now, the physical agility test is basically an obstacle course that we developed, that simulates what you're going to be responsible to do in case of when you're in patrol. So it's going to be a few laps around the gym. You're going to have to jump a 6-foot wall, and then a 4-foot wall, and then carry I think it's a 150-pound dummy across a few yards. And the whole time you're wearing a vest, which is a 10-pound vest. And it basically simulates, like I said, something that you're going to have to do in the field. You're going to have to jump over a fence, be able to carry someone out in case of something. You have 3 minutes and 24 seconds to pass it. Now, this is a baseline. We work with people in all fitness levels, because most of the training that you're going to get, it's going to be in the academy. Now, it's better for you to come prepared for the physical agility test because it is a competitive process. If you have a great time, you're going to be able to get in. After that, you're going to do what's called the 16PF, which is a personality assessment that goes within your packet. And that's just something that we have to do for you to meet the psychologist later on, which, I mean, it's a standard issue for every law enforcement agency out there. So Tuesday that it ends it, we take you back to your hotel, you get some rest, and then Wednesday comes around, and that's when you bring out your business attire. That's when you start, dressing up with your suit and tie. You're looking nice and spiffy. That's when everybody tends to make the big bang. And what I mean by that is, you're dressing to impress. It's an interview. It's a business interview. You're going to be around a panelist. We call that an SOA, which is a structured orbit assessment. And it's basically a room with your peers. What they want to do and what they want to know is if you're able to articulate something, if you're able to think on your feet, but then most of all, if you're able to communicate effectively. We find now, more than ever, that there's a lack of communication when it comes to any person out there because it's texting, or you're doing different things. You're communicating in different ways. When we provide that interview, we want to make sure that you're able to, describe what you have. You're going to have scenarios. So they're going to, paint a few scenarios and they want you to think on your feet. They want you to stick with your answer and be able to articulate why you're doing it. Now, we understand that not everybody has been a police officer or they don't have any, law enforcement experience, so to speak. So you're not answering as a police officer, you're answering as who you are right there and then, and they'll give you some feedback. And then once you're done with the interview, you'll meet with your background investigator. And that's when your background process begins. Thursday usually is a day where you do your polygraph. So we do required for you to do a polygraph. Now you get 2 tries on this, okay? And the reason we leave it to Thursday, it's mainly because we want to make sure that you're acclimated, that you came in the plane or you drove over here and you're not stressed. You're able to be more relaxed, because most of the testing already got done. We want to make sure that we kind of take away all those factors that might stress you, that might bring a negative impact to the polygraph. And then Thursday, after that, we put you in an airplane, or if you want to, stay a little bit longer, we do what's called the ride along. The ride along is pretty cool because you get to see, you get to ride with an officer that it's relatable to you. So we match personalities, and you're able to talk and kind of ask them questions. You see the city. There's a few points that we want them to touch. Like we want them to show you the good areas of the city, but then also show you all the bad areas of the city as well, because it is a big city, just like any other place. And we want you to just ask them as many questions as you want, because it's one thing hearing it from a recruiter, than hearing it from someone that's doing the job. And then he or she takes you back to the hotel, and then you're back to Las Cruces or wherever you came from. So that in a nutshell is a testing cycle for that week.
Okay, and I have 2 more questions that came from students actually. First one is that academy for both females and males?
Yes, it is. So not too long ago, we had 50% females and 50% males. And this is the academy that just graduated. We're one of our guest speakers. She's a female, and she could talk a little bit more about that. But the academy is co-ed, so you have males and females. You'll see that we meet you where you're at. So like females, they're going to be met where they're at, and so is males. But you'll find that females tend to outwork some of the males, and they end up just like Jessica. She beats me at workouts every morning. It's just it's a competitive process, but don't let that shy you away from going into the job. I know for a long time it's been called a male dominated profession, and I don't see that anymore. It's I know national standard or national average for police, for female police officers, it's like, I think it's like 12%, if I'm not mistaken. And in Tulsa, we're at 15%. So we're above the national average when it comes to hiring female police officers.
That's wonderful. And another question is regarding the citizenship. Do our applicants actually, whoever attends the academy, do they have to be US citizens? Because we have some of them, they're green card holders. Can you say anything about that?
Course. So yes, you do have to have your citizenship. We have a very successful story with one of your students. Actually, his name is Luis Payan. I met him whenever he was a freshman, and he's in this program. He's in the public safety partnership. And when I met him, he fell in love with Tulsa, and we've been kind of keeping in touch. And he ended up getting his citizenship throughout the whole time. And now he's going to start in the March Academy. So I wish we could give out some sponsorships, and it's something that's in the works. But as of now, it's mainly you have to be a citizen to come into the academy.
Okay, wonderful. Because we have some international students also, and so there are lots of questions about that. Thank you,
Yeah,
David.
but if you have an international student, or if you don't have your citizenship, please contact me. I'm able to help you out, guide you in the right direction in order for you to get the best help, and expedite that citizenship process as well. And two heads are tend to work better together. So let's figure out a way. When there's a will, there's a way, and I'm a firm believer in that.
Great. Thank you. I love your positive attitude. That's why Tulsa is really, it helps students, helps faculty, and this is a great partnership for everyone. So thank you.
Thank you, Maria.
I agree. I think that's wonderful insight too. And if, we do have international students, like Maria said, and you're always welcome to reach out to us too at Global. Your advisors, your international, I think it's student support services is there to support you too, your program coordinators, your professors too. So we're all here to support you the entire way. And speaking of that support too, there's the benefits too that we have listed here, but we'll go on to our other slide. And Maria, do you want to elaborate more on the graduate employers that we have with criminal justice?
Mm-hmm. Thank you. So besides Tulsa Police Academy, and I think that is a wonderful source for students, and it's a first great connection. So I encourage every student, even though you're maybe not thinking law enforcement, it's very important, as David said, make a contact, meet people, meet David or whoever is on campus, or if it's online, you can contact, email me, and just find about okay, what is there, what is the people offer, and you can get great tips about not only a law enforcement career but something else that you may be interested. So I always encourage students, get in touch, whether it's a professor, recruiter, employer. It's a wonderful place just to start and get more information. I think that's very important. And besides Tulsa Police Academy, we have a mentoring center that works also on campus and for NMSU Global online students. So we pretty much FBI, US Customs, Border Protection, Homeland Security, we have New Mexico State Police. So everything that's here listed, probation and parole officers, we have many of them do internship with them, either though it's unpaid internship, but they land a job after that. Lots of non-government organizations or victim assistance programs. So if you're interested in victimology, sex crimes, human trafficking, that's also a good way. And I think the best for everyone, just get in touch. We're one email away or one phone call, and then we can always meet. I have a Zoom room open all the time, even weekends. So just let me know, we're here for you.
Yes, the first step is making that connection, whether it be with, the mentoring office, with, any of us here on this webinar. It's just one step away, like you said. And just to piggyback off of what Maria was saying with the employers, even if law enforcement is not something that you foresaw yourself doing, or you're just like, it's not in the cards for me, you still get so much experience, and you're like David was saying that, you can pick different areas that you feel drawn to or that you might want to try out, like sex crimes or working with those who deal with drugs and doing investigations, things like that. So you probably are able to get so much experience that when you do graduate from the academy and you do have your degree, it's a great resume addition. And a lot of people in law enforcement and criminal justice do know about Tulsa Police Department's requirements too. So that is also another plus for you. Continue networking, continue branching out, getting your LinkedIn profile set up. That way they can see that you do have that experience too. So it's more than an internship. It really is. And a lot of different career fields can be connected to that one degree there of being with Tulsa Academy. So there's a slew of more career fields. We just wanted to list like the top career fields too. So we have law and advocacy for one, CIA officers, information analysts, ICE agent, homicide detective, of course, working with paralegals. So again, back to law and advocacy there. So if you're thinking about going to law school, if that's on the horizon for you, still a great opportunity here, because then you can learn about the inner workings of law enforcement too.
Mhm.
And now we have an opportunity to talk with a Police Academy student. We have Jessica Salazar here with us this evening, and she's going to talk to us about her experience with the Academy so far, and as an NMSU Global student, she was also a transfer student from a different institution. So without further ado, Jessica, I would like to leave you the floor, and you can go ahead and share your story.
Awesome. Thank you, Shelby. Hi, everyone. I am Apprentice Police Officer Jessica Salazar. I currently am in the Tulsa Police Academy. I also serve as a second lieutenant in the Army right now. And I bring that up because from across the country, I heard about the Tulsa Police Department, and I heard it through training while going through officer candidate school, which is where you graduate to become an officer in the military. And I went through it with another Tulsa police officer that spoke so highly of the Tulsa Police Department that it was, at the end of that conversation, it was basically a no-brainer. I had looked at other departments before, and nothing has ever came close to the Tulsa Police Department. Like Officer Medrano was saying, the standards are high, and that's somewhere I wanted to be. And so I put in my application, but I'm just kind of tell like my experience from it, from like a little bit beginning to end. And if there's any questions at all, then I would be more than happy to answer them. It's been a long road, but it's been a very rewarding one. From the beginning, I started working with Officer Medrano and a military liaison, who is Detective Faircloth. For anyone who's in the military, it's interested as well. I put in my application, and then next, probably 3 weeks after, I was on a plane on the way to get all the testings done. Since I was living in North Carolina before, that is when I was flew over to Tulsa to get all my testings done, from like PT, the polygraph, the written exam, the oral exam, basically everything that Officer Medrano was talking about. I got to do a ride along, so that was awesome. And went through with the application, and had a little bump in the road. And honestly, the Tulsa Police Department, Officer Medrano, who introduced me to Miss Maria, to introduce me to the New Mexico State University. And it's been a huge blessing because they were able to help me out with the little bump in the road that we had, and were able to help me transfer all my credits from the institution in North Carolina to New Mexico State University. Honestly, it would have been a lot harder if it wasn't for their help, and I couldn't have done it alone. It took a team, and they've been with me every step of the way. I knew I wanted to be in the Tulsa Police Department, and just being able, because of their high standards of needing a bachelor's degree, I knew that I had to go back and obtain my criminal justice degree. And they have made that, they made that dream not just a dream anymore, because if, like I said, little bumps in the road, it's fine. And from the beginning, getting all my credits transferred over was a breeze. Marija and my advisor helped me out like throughout the way, and I was able to do that. And soon enough, I was attending New Mexico State University through the Global campus because I was out of state from North Carolina. I moved to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Because of the program that they have, I was able to make that move to Tulsa, Oklahoma to attend the Tulsa Police Academy. And it's been a huge blessing. With the classes and everything, I kind of want to bring up like kind of how they were talking about the human trafficking classes. I took a human trafficking class with Miss Maria, and I wanted to bring that up because that is what mainly caught my attention, working with human trafficking. And the Tulsa Police Department has an amazing vice unit that works with human trafficking. And a lot of the readings that we did for school, with the class that I attended with Miss Maria, I got to see a lot of that being talked about in the classes. Like Officer Medrano said, we work like we have PT, we have classroom time. A lot this week that I kind of wanted to go over as well. We were with the crime scene unit, working on like preliminary investigations, like collection of evidence. Today we had what was it, death investigations and interviews with Detective Jason White, who is in the homicide unit. If any of you watch like the first 48, you'll see him on there. He's amazing. They're honestly, all the instructors at the Tulsa Police Academy, they're great. And just being able to be there has been amazing. And I wouldn't have been able to do that without the help of New Mexico State University, helping me achieve the goal of getting my degree. So at the end of the academy, I will graduate as a Tulsa police officer, and I will also graduate with my criminal justice degree. So I don't know, but that to me is amazing. And just being able to accomplish that through the help of everyone has been awesome. Just kind of day to day. I was taking a lot of classes. A lot of my credits transferred over. I still had some classes that I needed to take, which Ms. Marija and Dr. Carlos Posadas, they've been able to help me create like a really, really specific outline, which was amazing. That helped me get all the necessary classes that I needed in order to be able on track to graduate. I probably gave them a headache, but nonetheless, they helped me out throughout the whole thing. They never left me, and I'm thankful for that. And whenever you want to be a part of something great, sometimes it just takes a little bit more, and that's okay. And for any of you who are like maybe scared, this world in general in this country needs a lot more police officers, and especially ones that, you know, are achieving for higher standards, wanting to be around the best, because you want to be around the best. So, which is why I went to Tulsa. I looked at other departments from like Tampa, even North Carolina, where I was at, Texas. And like I said, nothing has come close to the Tulsa Police Department. And we have a lot of instructors, like Officer Medrano was saying, like from defensive tactics to getting trained in pistols, like for firearms training. Everyone there wants to see you succeed. Just as like being at New Mexico State University, they want you to succeed as well. I've never not had any help with anything at New Mexico State University. They have helped me out through the whole time. The classes, like I know a lot of people, like especially me being a transfer, you know, we want to make sure we keep up with everything, and they provide that. If you're already attending New Mexico State University, that's amazing. You get to go through your years, your college experience, and then the last, like I believe that last you obtain those last 15 credits, which is what I'm doing at the academy, and it's also paid. So I mean, I think that's amazing. You're kind of like, I have a few classmates who just got out of college. Some are, I think one of our younger ones is 22 years old. Very, very smart. So you'll be around a lot of different people from all across the country, which I think is what makes like the global campus amazing, because with a global campus, you have students from all across the country that want to achieve something like this, and they make it very much possible. Like I said, it's challenging, but it's very rewarding. Kind of going to the part where they were asking if there's any females on the department. Yes, there are a lot of females on the department. And of course, it's not as many as males, but like Officer Medrano said, the numbers have been growing, and I have had the privilege of serving with really great like women so far, like just in my academy class, but they're great leaders. And I know maybe a lot of people are worried about, oh, being a female in something that they call a male dominant career is a little scary. I've had no issues. Every single guy in my academy class have like been gentlemen, have been nothing short of excellent. So I am very grateful for them. They've helped me out a lot. I wouldn't let it, like being a female, deter you from joining. I think it's actually amazing seeing like females step up into that field. So don't let that scare you away. It is co-ed. And from there, like just have that mindset to keep striving to be the best. Don't give up. Maybe someday they're going to be harder than others. I know I've had a couple humbling experiences in the academy already, but that's just a part of it. It helps you grow as a person. It helps you really, really get that discipline, because when you're out in the field after you graduate the academy and your field training, and then once you get cut loose, you do need that experience. We all know it's not the, like, it can be a scary world out there, but with the training that they give you, and also like paying attention to those, like in the classes, like pay attention to your readings that they give you, just by being a criminal justice major, like those classes help. Like a lot of the readings that I did, while like still taking the class at New Mexico State University, like I have like actually seen them in classes here now, and I'm like, oh, I remember that. A lot of cases as well, especially with human trafficking, like I said, case laws. I know, like being in the criminal justice department, they teach about some case laws, and kind of helps you kind of get into, because we do have legal block in the academy, and so that actually helps you, because you'll remember based on the readings that you had in class. So that was awesome, being able to see a lot of that transfer over. It's not just another degree, you're actually learning a little like more like head than like than others. So that has been awesome. And I have just amazing things to say about New Mexico State University and the Tulsa Police Department. I am very grateful to be here, and I wouldn't be without the team that's on here today. And I don't know I know I rambled a little bit, but it is a great place to be. And if whoever is thinking of joining the global campus for New Mexico State University, I highly encourage it. I've had a lot of mentors, and if anyone ever needs any help or have any questions about what it's like to attend New Mexico State University globally and the Tulsa Police Department Academy, I'm here. I'll let Miss Shelby know too that she can drop my email, and I will be more than happy to mentor someone else as well. That would just kind of give back as well, because they've done a lot for me, and I'm very grateful for that. And I don't know if y'all have any questions. Maybe I kind of flew over it, but I'm very grateful.
No, I appreciate you sharing everything that you said. I do have one question, or a couple of questions, so it's kind of like a twofold.
Yes, ma'am.
So kind of part one, when did you start the academy, and when is the end of your academy experience going to be?
Yeah, so I am currently in class 130. We started our first day on September 16th. Now the academy is 30 weeks long. We are currently on week 8 out of 30. Our graduation date is April 11th. Now it's 30 weeks because the Tulsa Police Academy, they focus a lot of you being prepared like for the field. They try to get in as much training, and to some it might seem like a long time, but I think it's a perfect time, and you just want to take in as much as you can and learn as much as you can before you go into the field. So I'm very grateful for the amount of time that they give us to be able to prepare us for it.
Thank you. Yeah, I knew it was going to be kind of extensive, because there you are covering so many different areas and so many different aspects of, different types of, law enforcement. It's not just, being a police officer and writing people tickets, right? That's the stereotype that we see, but it's obviously way, way more to it than that. Very extensive very,
Yes.
very broad. I do have another question too to follow up with that. So far, because you've only said it's only been, you said how many weeks? 8 weeks?
Yeah, so we are currently on week 8.
Okay. So far, what has been like the most rewarding or the most challenging for you with the academy?
So the most rewarding and the most challenging at the same time, personally for me, has been firearms training. We have some of the best instructors there, and they always have someone new out there who brings something different to the table. I can say that I've learned a lot from each one of them, taking the time. And the thing about the firearms training, they don't make you feel like you don't know anything. They don't make you feel dumb or anything. They really take the time to show you like the correct fundamentals for it, because of course, like firearms training is very important for the job. So I think it's very important. So that personally for me was the most humbling and most rewarding, and finally getting to where I wanted to be at the very end was awesome. So I'm very thankful for that training.
That's great. I love hearing that. I don't think I have any other questions.
Yeah, this is very exciting. So even if I'm not a CJ major, I will join the Tulsa Police Academy. This is very special, and it gives you skills for life. This is how I feel, honestly. So even if you decide, okay, this is not for me, but then once you finish the academy, it's really a pleasure, like just to have this experience in life. And I want to ask you about you saying there's 30 weeks. Are you talking about Monday to Friday, and then what time?
So it is Monday through Friday. You get to go home at the end of the day. You do get the weekends off, which is honestly for that amount of like time, just being able to have those days off to kind of recuperate from everything you're learning, still having a good work-life balance. I think it's amazing. We usually start around like 8 o'clock in the morning, and then finish on around like 3 or 4 in the evening, and then a little bit earlier if we have PT. So PT is very important, and that would be the physical training. So we work out like CrossFit, strength training. And we have an amazing uh, instructor for PT who teaches us all the fundamentals for it. So that's also been amazing as well. And I wanted to also kind of go over how Officer Medrano was saying that we also have different units in the department, like specialty units. And one thing I heard today from one of the Detective Jason White is that our department is getting younger. So our department's a young department, which is awesome because like you have people graduating and like, scared, but everyone has been where you have been. So, and they love that more younger people are coming in because it shows that, there's still hope that people still want to be police officers, and they respect that a lot. So I just want to bring that in a bit.
That's very promising. I like it.
Yes, ma'am.
Super good.
Yes, all excellent points. Well, I don't think any of us have other questions, but obviously, if there are questions that students may have, later on down the road, if you're watching this later and you have questions and you want to reach out to us, our contact information is right here. So I do want to thank Officer Medrano, Jessica, and Maria too for being here and joining us for this info session. It's greatly appreciated. I know our students appreciate it. Jessica is a personal testimony to that. So any other final notes we want to share before we conclude our webinar for the evening?
Anything, Jessica? You encourage so much students, and I thank you for sharing. It's a really true value, and I appreciate everything you said. And I agree with you. It's a pleasure to be there, the learning and being involved. Maybe next question, how is the with your classmates, the friendship, the life, the personal? Do you have time for that?
Oh, yes. So I very much enjoy like running and exploring outside of work. I still get to do that. Of course, prioritizing the things that are going to make you successful for the academy is always going to come first, but it doesn't take away from family or friends. So I am still able to get out and do the things I like. And so I think it's a really good work-life balance. So I'm still able to do the things that I want to do outside of work. And honestly, it's honestly, I don't really consider it work because I like being there. Like I enjoy everything that I learned. So I'm excited every time I go in. And I know a lot of people might not believe that, but I love it. So, and then some days you'll be tired, but it just comes with like just wanting to learn as much as you can and just trying to be the best, especially with physical training, and then still learning like case laws and remembering it and trying to remember as much as like what they're teaching us, like from like homicide units, the robbery unit, and just wanting to remember all of it for the field. But I don't think it takes away from you at all. Like if anything, it makes you better and makes you want to do more outside of work.
Yeah, and the practical part, because the students always say, I wish we can get practical with the theory that we cover in the class. And this is amazing, great opportunity to finish your last 15 credits. And once I said last 15 credits, is it hard for you to manage last 15 credits at the same time?
No, it's not hard. It's challenging, but it's not impossible. And the reason I say that is because like Ms. Maria has been mentoring me the whole time, and just having that mentorship has made it very smooth. Like I said, things that are great it's not going to be easy to achieve. It's going to give you challenges, but it's rewarding, and it's worth all of it. So, and if ever comes a time where it does get a little hard, you just always let someone know, either someone like in the academy or even you, Miss Maria, just letting someone know, and it's possible.
Yeah, the support system, I think we're very proud of that. So thank you, Jessica.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you, Jessica. Thank you, everyone. It is an amazing opportunity with obviously tremendous amount of experience on the job training, things that you can utilize, and different other career opportunities too, should that ever be an option there. So it's also great for networking. So there's so many benefits to being part of this academy. So again, thank you all. And with that, we'll go ahead and conclude this seminar. So appreciate everyone. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you.
And have a great evening.
Thank you.